Happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays. Or I should say, Merry Christmas. If it were actually Christmas. Yeah, unfortunately, I did not make this Christmas video on time. I'm actually recording this, at night. I'm recording this at nighttime in the middle of, it's actually the 26th. It's the middle of the night, the 26th, not the 25th of December. So, yeah, unfortunately, I did not get to do this, not gonna be able to do this video on actual Christmas Day. But that's okay, because, some people celebrate Christmas at different times. I'm actually gonna be having Christmas with my dad and his side of the family this weekend, so, on Saturday, which is gonna be a few days after Christmas Day itself, which was technically yesterday, because it's now, I don't know what time it is in the morning. Oh, I think it's 2:33 or 1, I think it's 1:33, around, I think 1 something in the morning. So yeah, unfortunately I missed it. I actually had some problems where my phone, for some reason, wasn't charging. It wasn't wanting to charge. So, it was charging on my PlayStation, but for some reason, when the PlayStation would shut off, it was, canceling the charging or something. Because it was saying it was charging, so I'm not sure what was going on. I should have just plugged it into the wall. I wasn't thinking. But I was like, I'm already, it's already going to be too late to do it anyway by the time I figured that out. So I'm like, you know what, I'll go ahead and just do it later anyway. So, yeah, and I'm trying to get back to an earlier bedtime schedule too. I'm gonna be up probably for New Year's Eve and all that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But basically, yeah, it's pretty much that's kind of how it is. Yeah, but if you guys haven't already too, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bells. I'm trying to get to 1K subs. We're getting closer and closer to the videos. And I know I've already mentioned this a few times before, but I already had another Christmas video, showing off the lights, but YouTube did not like that video and took it down because YouTube's copyright system, as I stated, is broken. I'm not the only one that's had, problems with it. Other people have been having tons of problems too. So, yeah, people are going to probably start just looking for other platforms to, post stuff on. I mean, I'm not going to probably leave YouTube unless it gets really, really bad. Where it's pretty much impossible to use the platform. But, I'm just saying, I'm they need to work on their damn copyright system and their other problems they've been having too. But yeah, I still think I am probably going to make a video on that too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's already kind of been done and all that for a few weeks now, but I kind of want to do a video just talking about the video itself, and why it might have got copyrighted, but I don't know. But enough about YouTube's broken copyright systems. Like I said before, hit the notification bell and all that, and subscribe to my channel for 1K subs for a super reward video, and anywho, let's go ahead and get started. So, Christmas time. A time where people, gather around and, and get presents and, get presents and, drink eggnog. Oh yeah, I love me some eggnog. I love it so much. Have some nice, delicious eggnog. And then, all sorts of things, we have a lot of things we do, a lot of feast and all that. But when it comes to Scooby-Doo, they do a lot of monster hunting. Yeah, they actually do. They do a lot of, these holiday episodes. They'll focus on the holiday stuff too. But they'll actually, do they will also, focus mostly on the monsters itself. I've seen a few Scooby-Doo Christmas episodes, and yeah, that feels like that's kind of what they do. It's Christmas themed, but they focus more on the monsters and not the Christmas stuff itself, which makes total sense, because I mean, it's Scooby-Doo. I mean, what else do you expect, But that's what they do in this episode. So in this episode of What's New Scooby-Doo, which ironically is actually the last episode of, I believe it's the last episode, unless Max is wrong. I was thinking about looking it up on Google, but I'm like, that's just gonna be a huge pain in the ass. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother, because I've done that before. I'm even lucky that it actually shows a freaking date on this episode. I had this problem, I think it was with the Halloween episode, which, by the way, I still think, that felt more like an actual, like it was gonna be an actual longer episode or a TV movie, but the fact is that they, again, the dates don't always show up when you look it up on Google. Yeah, I'm kind of, just like, I don't know, maybe it's because they already have some Scooby-Doo Halloween movies, because they actually do have a direct DVD movie itself. I forgot what it's called, but still, I mean, it still shouldn't be that hard to look stuff up like this. And, like going on streaming, they removed a lot of the dates and all that too, so you can't look at the dates anymore, which is very stupid. It's very, very stupid. I don't know why they do that. Actually, I don't know if it's on Max anymore. I know the dates are removed on Netflix. They removed them on Netflix. Unless they've added them back recently, I don't think they did. I mean, they have the year when they came out, I think. Because I was actually watching a movie and all that, on Netflix called, A Haunted House. It was basically a parody of, I think it's made by the Wayne brothers, is what my dad said. I think it's what they're called. But they made, like, the scary movies and all that, too. I believe it's what the names of they are, but I don't know. But it was kind of a movie. I'm gonna say it was kind of not very my favorite. I didn't finish watching it, so I can't really say it. But it kind of seems it had some funny moments, but it seemed kind of stupid. But I turned it off because because Mamaw and them like seemed to be kind of. They told me I could keep it on there, but I was like, you know what? I kind of want to turn it off because I'm like, because if I, don't want, if I put a movie on there down the road, or they put a movie on I don't like, and I have to be stuck listening to it, I'm like, I mean, I can go to the other room, but there could be occasions where I could be stuck listening to it. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be like that, because I don't like horror movies, and that's kind of what that was a base off of, was a horror movie. But, but my point is, I don't have Netflix here, so I don't have time to look at it, but I don't think they have the dates on them anymore. I think they've pretty much been removing them in general, which, again, is so stupid. I'm like, why do they do that? Why do they freaking remove the damn dates? I don't understand why they need to do that, I mean, it's not like it ruins the episodes or anything, but still, it'd be kind of nice, curiosity to figure out when an episode came out. Than having to go on Google, and look at it when it doesn't always show up, especially when, you're, when you do a review like myself, I don't know, it's just stupid, but I'm glad this one at least had an actual, date, but like I said, I don't remember the Halloween one, because I think I reviewed a couple episodes, yeah, because I reviewed the first episode of the show, which is the, Snow Creature episode, which I don't know if that's actually what it was called or not, but it's just ironic, like I've said, it's ironic how the first episode, it ends, I mean, it's a snow-themed episode, and so is this one, only this one is focused on, it's focused on actually, Christmas itself, so that's pretty cool. So, I was gonna say, though, so the whole point of this episode is, so the bridge is out, it's, like, broke, somehow the bridge is broke. I don't know, I don't think they ever explain, why the bridge is broke. Usually this is a common thing that they do with Scooby-Doo. They kind of have either a bridge is out, or, like, they have two paths or more to go through, and they pick the path that's the spooky one, obviously. And, that's basically the, the thing they do. But in this episode, they don't explain why the bridge is just randomly broke. I guess it could just be broke because it's old or they're repairing it, but there was no, like, repair sign or something up, I don't believe, so I don't understand that. So they have to go into a town and stay there where the headless snowman, his ghost lives. Yeah, the headless snowman's ghost. And I have to say, the headless snowman, I'll say I really like his design. Sure, it's just a typical snowman, but I don't know, I like how thick he looks. Like, look how thick this guy is. Like, I don't know, it's really funny. It's just like, he's like freaking thick as hell. And I like how he has 3 body parts instead of 2. Because a lot of times in shows, a snowman will have like 2 body parts, not 3. I barely see 3 at all. Even on this Katamari game I played, I played this Katamari game where like you roll a snowman, it's just 2 heads. And even if you make a planet, it's 2 heads. It's always a 2-headed planet. Because even in the beautiful Katamari game, you don't make a snowman in that, but you play a 2-player level and unlock that, planet when you beat the level. And it's also a 2-headed snowman. Same with, like, other media, like Mario games and all that, too. So, it's, like, because, Mario 64 has their 2-headed snowman. And there's even one where you gotta make a snowman as well. So clearly it's a really common thing, But, with 3 heads, with 3 bodies, it's actually pretty interesting. I like that. It makes it kind of look pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not sure why they, a lot of times, I guess in real life it's easier to do 2 bodies instead of 3, but in the animated world, I figured they would have more of that, but I don't know, it's just kind of interesting. But this snowman, I gotta say, this snowman has a freaking horrifying face. He has a horrifying face, which brings me back memories when I was little and watched this episode. This episode, I watched it when I was little, and, it actually scared me a little bit. Not too bad. There is an episode that even as an adult still creeps me out, but I might review that episode in the future. But this one is, this one has again, the snowman and all that, but he has his horrifying face. He makes it, like, twice. He makes it on Shaggy and Scooby and all that, I'm like... This is a common thing also throughout the entire, Scooby-Doo franchise. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, well, it was originally just Scooby, Shaggy kind of too, but mostly Scooby that would see the monsters. He would see the monsters and all that, and, because that's how it was originally, because, back in the day, it was before they... Because back in the day, it was Scooby that was the one with the Scooby snacks, and Shaggy was kind of just along for the ride. Then they started making him have Scooby snacks too, which I feel like is kind of a cool concept, but also kind of I don't feel like it really makes a lot of sense. I think we kind of already have Shaggy or Scooby, having Scooby snacks too. Or maybe they can mix it up and have Scooby have the Scooby snacks sometimes, and then Shaggy. Have both of them have it, Like, I don't know, I kind of felt like it made it kind of more funny, in the older show, where, like Scooby's volunteering, or Shaggy will, like, again, have some quotes and all that for Scooby and all that, instead of, again, it's like, again, with the Scooby snacks and all that, I don't know, it's just kind of, like I said, it's just kind of, interesting, but yeah, basically, like I said, it's just kind of, it's weird how throughout the years they kind of change it up, but they've always kind of done this thing where, like, even the first episode of Scooby-Doo, they have Shaggy find a painting that's missing, and then Fred in the game thinking they're full of shit, and I'm like, you're supposed to be teamwork here, and you guys are not very good teamwork. They force Shaggy and Scooby to always catch the monsters and all that, and then, like, or be the bait, even though they don't want to, and I'm like, get a teamwork, but I'm like, why is it always they have to do it, Is it because the other gang members are just chicken shits and can't, like, again, do the stuff themselves too, I'm just like, I don't get it. I mean, I guess in this show, they do mix it up a lot more, to which I do like. This episode, though, they are the bait at the end of the episode, but I will get to that, later on. But I will say, yeah, the monster himself, yeah, I do like his face and all that. And back in the day, on my DSi, I try to take pictures of his face. I actually have quite a few pictures of this show on my DSi, back in the day. This is before I had access to an actual video camera. I mean, I had sound records on it, so I could record my voice and all that, but I didn't have actual, photos. Now, I was definitely a bit older when I got the DSi. I was still young, but not, like, super young, but I tried to take a picture of the snowman. I failed many times, and I had to do it again and all that, I mean, I didn't really care, because I'm like, I could just delete the photo, and it's kind of, it creates a fun challenge. It really does. But, yeah, I don't know, it kind of brings me back memories, it does, and I still like using my DSi, to this day, but I can't use it for everything, because sometimes the photos don't show up well, but I try my best to do that. But anywho, though, yeah, that was kind of a fun thing to share. But yeah, the snowman himself, yeah, I will say he's definitely freaking horrifying. Basically, he tears up chimneys and all that, and looking for the gold he hid and all that, because he's supposed to be the ghost of what was his name? Oh God, I don't remember his name. Black Jack Drovey or whatever the hell his name was. I don't know. He's like a thief and all that, and he hid in a snowman and all that, which was probably not a very smart idea. But he hid in a snowman and basically he froze to death because he hid in a snowman, and they believe he's the one haunting the everything and all that, But I'm like, okay, I mean, I get it could be a good hiding spot, but I'm like, why in a snowman? I'm like, that'd be like one place where where they could easily look. Just a random snowman. But, I do like the backstory of him and all that, but of course, because it's Scooby-Doo, and it's backstory stuff, it's not going to be real. It's going to be an actual living character for the most part. I mean, sometimes if the monsters are real, then they'll actually have a backstory that's actually real. But most of the time, it's a person on a costume that's already existing, so we already know it's a fake character, and all that, and, yeah, I'll say though, yeah, I do like the whole concept, again, of the monster and all that. I think he's really cool and all that. And I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I believe Frank Welker is voicing the snowman too. I could be wrong. But he sounds kind of like, if you don't know who I'm going to talk about, now this is a Transformers thing, but Transformers, the original voice of Soundwave, he actually voices him and all that there. You can't really tell because of his they gave him a different voice for his, I guess Soundwave-ish voice because of his name and all that. Except in the Transformers live action movies, for some damn reason they don't do that. And I actually don't even know if he voices them all in there or not. Because I've only seen a few of them. But yeah, they don't change his voice there. But he does sound a lot like here. Like if you hear his, grump and all that, So I think he might be voiced by Frank Welker, which is pretty cool. Frank Welker does do a lot of voices, which is impressive. You could easily just hire somebody new to do it. But the fact is you got Frank Welker. I don't know the guy very well, so I can't say if he's a good guy to work with or not, or a good guy to be around in general, because I know people have had problems with Mark Hamill, who actually voices characters on the show, too. Well, and not throughout the series. I think he even voiced a character on Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's pretty interesting, though. You get to, hear different voice actors and all that, but, and you get to hear Frank. I mean, I don't like Mark Hamill much anymore, but, just because of some of the things he's been saying and all that, but he's not, like, the worst celebrity out there, but definitely not one of my favorites, and that's the thing with Frank Walker. I don't know much about him as a character either, but it's crazy, too, he's still voicing Fred Jones to this day. He actually voices Scooby in this show, too. Voices Scooby, and we got Casey, what's his name? Casey, I forgot his last name. He voices Shaggy here, too. The original voice of Shaggy. Yeah, I haven't been bringing that up, but it's true. It's very hard to tell, because his voice is a lot higher pitched and all that, but it's the same voice actor. It's just, he's older here. I mean, I don't think he's much older. He's probably in his early 50s when this show came out. I could be wrong with that, but I think he's in his early 50s. But because he smoked a lot, I think that kind of screwed his voice up. That's why you don't want to smoke. But it is cool. They did get most of the voice actors back, just not the voice actor of Velma. Well, I guess they only got really 2 voice actors back, because the voice actor of Velma and Daphne and Scooby changed. Well, the voice actor of Scooby, passed away, so they had different voice actors there. But it's still pretty cool. Like I said, I do like when the show does the voices. But yeah, I know I probably should have brought this up in the past, but I kept forgetting to do it. But yeah, I wanted to bring it up there. But yeah, basically though, yeah, that's the whole thing with, and all that. I noticed too, I think, the speech of the autocorrect thing screwed up on my speech, my thing here. It says Scooby-Doodle, not Scooby-Doo. I don't know why it did that. Like, I actually can't even speak on the thing on Instagram. It won't let me do it for some reason. And they say because the phone could be outdated, but I don't think it would just mess up, like, one simple thing like that. But, because, you're not using the speech thing, I guess you're already using it from an actual phone, but I still don't think it should be messing that up. But I don't know. But yeah, that's just kind of weird. But basically, though, that's kind of, what happened there and all that, too. But I haven't been mentioning that, but yeah, it's been messing up for a while. Like, it will not let me speak into it. It will let me do it on the new phone. So, it could be, the phone being outdated, but like I said, if the phone was outdated for that kind of stuff, I feel like it'd be messing up more on different things. But, like I said, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know why they messed up it. I just now noticed that. That's kind of embarrassing, but, people make animation errors all the time. It's okay. It's not good to do it constantly, but, it happens. But, back to the whole episode. So they try to, like, so I do like too how, they go into this building and all, and like the rooms are all filled, and there's a closet, and basically, Daphne uses her drill and all that, and somehow customizes the room and makes it look very good. I hope the guy that's letting them stay there ain't pissed off that she just destroyed his closet, but, hey, at least they get free rooms, right? I'm not sure if they're paying to stay there or not, because, to be fair, again, the Headless Snowman, again, has destroyed, a lot of houses trying to find that gold of his. But that is impressive, though, for Daphne to do that. Yeah, Daphne in this show is very impressive. This is probably one of her best, incarnations. I will say that, because they make her more than just a damsel in distress. She still gets kidnapped, which is fine, but they make her more useful. They make her pick locks and all that with credit cards and all that. And like I said, she's able to do all what they, like with the room and all that, which is pretty impressive. I will say that with that one episode though, that one episode, I will say with the Halloween episode, yeah, that one fucking sucked. With Daphne. Daphne was awful in that episode. But for the most part, in this version of her, she's very good. But I just think she was she was kind of out of character in that one episode. But that happens after, during times, even in classic shows before they hit seasonal rot, that happens to where characters can sometimes be out of character for themselves. But yeah, I don't know. But I do like, Daphne being able to just randomly turn a room and a closet room into an actual room, which is pretty cool with bedrooms. Yeah, actually, this is actually one of the few times too where they actually get to share a room too, because a lot of times they'll be in separate rooms. Yeah, I'm not really sure why this was a case. It could be back in the day. I don't know. But maybe men and women were not allowed to sleep in the same room. But this is something they do all the time. Even now, I think they'll do that. Well, to be fair, I haven't really seen any newer episodes of the show, but I'm pretty sure they kind of I figured it'd be better for them to actually sleep in the same room, in case again a monster tries to attack them. But I don't know. It's kind of it's still pretty interesting that they did this back in the day. And again, I don't know why, but but it's interesting. But yeah, in this episode, yeah, they basically are forced to share the same room, because Daphne didn't buy splitting the rooms up. Probably doesn't want to. She probably wants some of that Fred Jones and all that. Some Fred Jones. I should have probably paid attention that there was more than 4 beds, because you have Scooby-Doo. Scooby would sleep he's too big to sleep in his own bed, so yeah, you have some Fred Jones and all that, that'd be kind of nice, or Daphne. But basically though, the whole thing though too is I do like that concept, but there's not really a bunch to point out. I will say there is one point where they're they're on this Scooby and Shaggy are on this ice. They get frozen and turn into a block of ice. And yeah. For some reason they couldn't just swim out. I mean, I get the water is cold. I'm not gonna say, but even if it's cold, you should still be able to swim out. I guess maybe they don't know how to swim, but I think we've seen them swim multiple times before. So they're not very far, away from, if it was a huge lake, then I could understand, why they would freeze, but they're not, super far away. And it's really odd. This is not the first time they've been frozen, too. They've been frozen quite a few times, but even original series, there's actually an episode where they were frozen too, which I might talk about that episode maybe next month. I forgot the name of the episode, but it's it's one of the last episodes of season 1. I can't remember if there was any more. I remember only there being one snow themed episode. I could be wrong, but there could be more. I feel like there should be more. I don't know though. I don't remember if there's more or not, but that is pretty interesting though. Again, they had that snow themed episodes back then too. I'm not going to be reviewing it right now. I actually have another review I'm going to be doing, for a snow-themed. I was wanting to do it for Christmas Day, but I wasn't going to have time to do it, and I kind of rather just get this out of the way, even though this is also not being uploaded on actual Christmas Day, but again, that's okay. But, yeah, I do like how Fred and, Daphne and Velma, take Scooby and back and keep him warm so they can actually go out and hunt the snowman down. Honestly, I'm kind of... Here's the thing, I will say there are times where I do want to freaking just punch Fred, Daphne, and Velma in the freaking guts. I know that's not a really good thing to say, but I mean, I kind of feel really bad for Scooby and Shaggy, especially for God's sakes, they were fucking frozen in a block of ice. They're probably fucking freezing their asses off, and and like then they're making him go out and lure the damn snowman in there. I guess to be fair, maybe they weren't. Well, I mean, they probably weren't expecting it. I don't know, like the way Fred's face looked on his face. Like it looked like it looked like maybe that he didn't know that they were, he wasn't planning on them coming, because like he did say that, he says now all we need is Shaggy and Scooby, but he had that sad look on his face, like he was like shoot, who's gonna be the bait, and then they came flying by. So it's possible, again, that maybe they didn't know, but still, there are a lot of occasions where I feel so bad for Shaggy and Scooby. I mean, sometimes there's occasions where I feel like they can be a little too selfish at times, themselves, like too obsessed with food or trick-or-treating, because there are times, where they'll, like, do stuff like that. But most of the time, they're just dragged into shit. And they're either, dealing with things already or something like that. And they're still forced into it, But, I don't know. It's kind of a little frustrating. But, again, it's kind of something they do all the time on the show. So I'm not really surprised on this one. But I do like how they defeat the monster, too. They just defeat him and all that by trapping him in some heat and melt his ass. They melt him down. And my god, this monster can fucking talk. Yeah, he can talk. I'm not kidding. He literally can talk. And that's another reason why... That's another reason why, That's another reason, too, why they, like, I think it's Frank Walker voicing. Not only you can kind of hear it in him, but Frank Walker also, like I said, like the fact that, the snowman himself is talking and all at the end, it's pretty interesting. But what he says is, like, I can't remember exactly what he says. He says, I'm melting, kind of like the Witch of the West, said when she died from water or something on The Wizard of Oz. Haven't seen that show. Need to watch it. Haven't seen it. But I do like how they defeated the monster and how he just talks. It's really random and funny at the same time. Like how he just randomly talks. And I like how when he's melting, he fucking twirls around like a fucking ballerina. Like he's got to find a way to go out, right? If he's gonna melt anyway, he's got to find a way to go out. But it reveals it's the professor and all that, and, yeah, he's the one who told the backstory and all that. And it turns out the whole thing was true. Apparently, because sometimes they'll sometimes make up stories too, just to trick people and all that, and, like, to doing bad things. But no, the professor's ancestor was robbed by Black Jack Ruby. He was robbed by him, and it ruined his family's reputation. His gold was all stolen. He was trying to find the gold, and then they found out that the gold was hidden in one of the bricks in the chimneys. That's why he couldn't find them, because they were painted to look like gold. So it makes sense. And actually, for once, this episode actually does a really good job actually making him not look like an actual bad guy. Yes, he destroys people's homes, and he destroys people's homes, and he, like I said, probably cost like thousands of dollars worth of damage on a chimney. I don't know how much they cost, but probably actually more than that. Probably would cost. I don't know how much a chimney would cost. But the thing is, what they do with his character is they actually, like, they don't make him kill anybody. I mean, we had that ugly, monster, the Titanic twist guy, he, like, how they tried to redeem the characters that were playing him and all that. And they try to kill Shaggy and Scooby and all that, so it feels like the whole thing just felt kind of, again, kind of like, it kind of felt like that was kind of a bit too much for him. Here, he doesn't even try to kill anybody. You could say, well, maybe, he was, like, they got frozen in a block of ice, but he was gone after that. He was already gone when that happened to Shaggy and Scooby. So it was okay. But it was okay and all that. So it worked. It actually worked there. And, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I do. And I like how they they actually forgive him, and he gives them gold to make up for what he did and all that. It actually feels like a true Christmas thing. I've heard some people have a problem with that because, again, he should have gone to jail, but no, they use the whole Christmas, thing, but I think it works in this episode. It works, because, like I said, they don't make him look like an actual, like, bad guy, he didn't try to kill anybody. He was destroying a chimney trying to find gold, And, I think he probably would have been better off using a metal detector, honestly, instead of dressing up as a damn snowman, But, I guess he probably dressed up as a snowman, probably afraid somebody was probably going to, questioning what he's doing with the chimneys or something with the gold and all. I'm not believing him, but still, despite him having to go through all that, just to find gold, I still think it's pretty cool. And, yeah, I'll say, yeah, this episode's really good. I really like it. Yeah, I'm giving it a good, and I'm going to give this episode 120 points. Yeah, a really good episode. I really do like this one. This one's definitely way better than the Halloween special, which the Halloween one, I thought it was okay. It was an okay episode. Not a great one, an okay one. Like I said, my biggest problem was I felt like it felt rushed, and, it didn't feel like, it felt like it was going to be more of a special. Because I've said in that video, I'll say it in this one, if you guys actually go back, and if you guys actually watch the episode, you guys will see what I'm saying, it feels like it was supposed to be a special by watching the actual episode. Again, sometimes it's hard to tell unless you actually watch the episode yourself to actually see it. And that's kind of the case. It's kind of easier to watch it than explain it. But yeah, it felt like it was supposed to be a longer, special, maybe a 45-minute long or 48-minute episode. But then Warner Brothers maybe didn't want it, to be that long, and they shortened it down to 22 minutes. This one doesn't feel like that at all. This one actually feels like an actual, it was supposed to be a 22-minute episode. And I like that. I like it a lot. It feels like it's supposed to be a 22-minute episode. I'll say my one complaint with this episode, though, again, besides Shaggy and Scooby getting, lured out of in the cold and all that, despite being frozen already. Actually, before I actually talk about the complaint, I do want to point that out. How did Blackjack, die from frostbite, but freaking Shaggy and Scooby are okay? I actually didn't even think about that. He fucking died in a damn snowman and all that. I guess, to be fair, maybe their bodies were frozen a lot quicker. While Blackjack was hidden in a snowman. He was hidden in a snowman, maybe. Because maybe the water quick freeze Shaggy and Scooby. That is possible. I think about it this way, because I've heard reports about, for example, Mount Everest and all that, or versus things from the Ice Age times were frozen and all that. And I believe that, because the bodies didn't get cold enough, or they weren't around maybe solid liquid, or the liquid that got turned solid down the road. that might explain why, because that's how ice works. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Like I said, it's a cartoon. You probably shouldn't be questioning it, but it's still kind of weird. But yeah, I'll say that's pretty weird. But my one complaint I will say about this episode, you can also argue it's a cartoon thing too, is like the whole snowman thing. Like, he's called the Headless Snowman, but how is his head alive? You could say maybe he's moving it with a body, and like somehow the head's alive, but we see the head sneeze and all that and roar and all that, without being attached to the body. So I'm like how is it able to operate by itself? And you can say maybe it's a cartoon, but consider this is it's a mystery solving show and all that. You think they would explain that, because they explain, how the body was operated, but not the head, So that just seems kind of a bit strange. But otherwise, yeah, this episode's actually really good. This is a really good episode. Definitely one of my favorites of the What's New Scooby-Doo, show. I think it's really good. I think it's actually even better than the very first episode. That one was already a good episode with a catchy, theme, which, by the way, speaking of, chase theme and all that, because that's the thing, they had a chase theme and all that. The chase theme in this episode actually is in the end credits too. Yeah, because this is a holiday episode. It's gonna have different music and different title cards, which is really cool. I really like that. I think that is kind of cool that they actually do that here too. But yeah, I don't know, but I do like that when shows kind of change up their intros or their end credit themes for the holidays. It's pretty cool, to make them stand out a bit more. I wish I've noticed kind of shows don't seem to be doing it as much anymore as they used to. But it's still pretty cool. But like for example, like long running shows like, Family Guy. I mean, SpongeBob does it all the time, but like Family Guy, they don't do it at all. Actually, SpongeBob had a Valentine's episode and didn't even do it at the end credits there, that I'm aware of. Unless there's probably maybe there's an episode where they actually do it, but they have it in the intro. But I don't know if they do or not. I don't know if there's actually a Valentine's themed SpongeBob episode or not. I don't know. Like on a DVD or something. I don't know. I know there's a Halloween themed one and all that, but I don't know about that. But yeah, I know Family Guy doesn't really do that. They don't change. I don't think American Dad does either, and that's another long running show. They don't do that either. And even the Fairly Odd Parents doesn't really do that stuff either. They don't. I mean, they'll do it for their special, but they won't do it for the holiday episodes. Which, by the way, are like double linked episodes, but still. But anywho, though, I think I'm about ready to let this go here. I'll probably upload this one later. I'm not going to upload it right now because I'm going to be probably getting ready for bed here. But anywho, guys, see you all later. Happy holidays, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye. I don't know why I did that. Okay, for real this time. See you guys later. Bye-bye.